This beanie completely freehand and I'm really proud of it. I didn't use a pattern at all. I'm a beginner and I don't like reading patterns. So if you're also a knitter that wants to make something like this but you don't really want to follow a pattern, I'm going to give you a rapid fire tutorial. I'm essentially just going to give you all of the magic numbers that I figured out to knit this. Still also recorded like more of the process on how I did this, so I will do a longer tutorial as well if you want like a step-by-step. But this video is more for if you already kind of know what you're doing. This is a rapid fire tutorial of what I did. First, the yarn that I used. You do not have to be as crazy as me, but I did use a mix of 3 different yarns. I had a wool, a silk mohair, and then a chunkier mohair as well. You probably only need to do a combo of 2, but I did 3. And then I used 5mm metal knitting needles as well. In terms of cast on, I casted on 72 stitches. It had to be divisible by 4, so I did 72, and it's the perfect amount. I essentially knitted in the round 1 by 1 rib stitch for about 6 inches. You can sort of see where that chunk finishes. I know that might seem like a lot, but you are going to fold it over as well once it's done so that it looks like that. So you want it to be double the size of how big you want your cuff to be. And I knitted stockinette in the round again for a good 4 inches long. So you've got 6 inches of rib stitch and then 4 inches of a stockinette stitch. And then I was ready to start my decreases. I did 2 types of decreases. I did a right leaning and a left leaning in parallel to each other, so you can see that there are 2 lines here. What I did was knit the first 14 stitches, then my 15th and 16th stitch I did a right leaning decrease. I put a stitch marker in, and then straight after I did my 17th and 18th stitch, I did a left leaning decrease. And then I knitted 14 more stitches, did the same thing, 15th and 16th stitch, right leaning decrease, stitch marker, 17th, 18th, left leaning decrease. Knitted 14 more until I came back around. So you'll have 4 sets of those, 1, 2, 3, 4. Once I completed that full round, I then knitted completely normally in the round. I didn't do any decreases. I only decreased every 2 rounds. Then when you are on your decreasing round again, you don't have to count your stitches because your stitch marker will tell you. You'll knit up until 2 before your stitch marker, do a right leaning, pop your stitch marker over, do a left leaning, knit until you're 2 stitches before your next stitch marker. You're essentially decreasing 8 stitches because we're doing a double decrease. So you've got 2, 4, 6, 8. So if we call that a decreasing row, you only need to do that every 2nd row. So you'll do your decreasing round and then you'll go around normally with no decreasing, and then you'll do your decreases again every 2 rounds. And that gave me a slightly taller curve in the beanie. Once I got to a point where it was really tight, I think I used a traveling or magic loop method. But once you start decreasing, that'll go so quickly. I think it only took me a couple hours. And then when I got to the tip, I think I had 8 stitches left on my needles. Just binded them off and weaved everything in together. Obviously like tightened everything so it was nice and closed. Yeah, weaved in my ends onto the inside. And that was it. Genuinely, that was it. So I'm gonna write that down. You can take a screenshot. Those are all the magic numbers that I used. I hope that helps. But yeah, I'll do a proper long form tutorial as well. But yeah, enjoy knitting your chunky beanie.